I just want to share a little bit about Jack and Jen. They wanted to share their story. And Jack felt like God wanted him to start maybe looking for a significant other. So he signed up for this little thing called Hinge. Went to Denver, and it was 2 weeks before he actually met Jen. He turned on Hinge, and he was like, hey, maybe Denver has more potentials than Carbondale. And so he left Denver, and he actually kept, while he was in Carbondale, Hinge on in Denver. And so 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, Jack and Jen matched. And so as Jack started messaging, he was a little worried that Jen might not be open to dating him because he was over 3 hours away. And he commented in his first interaction with Jen, he said this, he goes, I think your style is 100. Jen was outdoorsy, artsy, and had a faith in Jesus, which was so important to Jack. And so they started messaging back and forth. And Jen was blown away because Jack was unlike most guys. He, instead of just messaging her, actually voice messaged her the very first time. Very, very bold stuff, Jack. And Jen was like, he just sounded warm, kind, and honest. And if you know Jack, that's all true. She was very good at assessing of his character. And as they exchanged messages, Jack was so impressed by Jen, her question asking, her heart. And so they decided to do some interaction over like FaceTime, video messaging. And for 2 weeks, they got to know each other for a distance. They were so excited, thought each other were top quality. So one day, Jack drove the 3 hours down to Denver, down I-70 for their first date. He took Jen to Indian food. And then they kept on going. It was really good. So they went over to Stella's Coffee. Jack was a little nervous. He tripped a little bit on his way out and spilt his coffee. Maybe a little on himself, but he said not that much, but spilt the coffee. It was going so well that they go, let's go to Wash Park. And the adventurous souls, both of them are, decided as grown adults to climb a tree and hang out in a tree. And so they hung out in that tree, and then the date finally wrapped up. It was 10 o'clock, and Jack drove the 3 hours back to Carbondale, so happy and so grateful, and saying that was so worth it. Jen told me when they started dating that it was kind of a slower beginning for her. Jen had some walls up that she'd had for a long time. Yet as she got to know Jack, he broke down every single one of those walls as they got to know each other. She got to see his sacrifice and his effort to do whatever it took. If it took driving 3 hours each way to see her, he gave it his everything. He pursued her with everything he had. Jack helped Jen understand what love was with no conditions. He was kind, loving, caring. He was not critical. Jack was struck by Jen from the first moment. He was so in love with her. He loved her kindness, her devotion, her heart for Jesus, her soul that was full of care, her love for dance, her love for the outdoors, her love for fun and adventure. Jack said meeting Jen was such a healing process in his journey, that the Lord used Jen mightily in his life. As they dated long distance for the next 5 months, things kept getting better and better and better, and Jack was like, I have to be closer to this woman. Very smart man, Jack. So he started looking for jobs, and he found one in Denver, and he felt like God had told him, he was praying and asking God all these things, and God had given him some scriptures to move to Denver, and he called Jen to tell her the scriptures that God had given him and said, I'm moving to Denver, and Jen started to cry on the phone, and Jack told her, you are so worth it. Jen said she didn't actually ever think he'd actually move, and then he showed up. And things just kept getting better. They got to meet each other's families. They got to do the little things in life. And a year and a half later, Jack knew that Jen was the woman of his dreams and wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. So they went to Crested Beauty, planned this epic trip. He actually made 2 trips out without her knowing to plan the perfect spot to propose. And so they got up to this perfect flat spot with 360 degree views of the mountains. Their favorite worship song was on, and Jack got on a knee. And he asked Jen to marry him, shared his speech of inside jokes, memories, and why he loved Jen so much. I wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Last part of the night, Jack built a fire for Jen. He played the guitar for her and sang a song that he wrote for her. But that concluded the most epic engagement for these two.
In the presence of God, I, Jack,
I, Jen,
joyfully receive you, Jen, as God's perfect gift for me. I take you to be my wife.
I take you to be my husband.
From this day forward,
Better for worse,
for richer or poorer,
in sickness and health,
to love, honor, and cherish,
forsaking all others,
as long as we both shall live.
by the grace of God,
By the grace of God,
I give you this promise.
I give you this promise.
Jack and Jen, what therefore God has joined together, let no man separate by the power given to me as a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I now pronounce you husband and wife. Jack, you may kiss your bride.
Jack and Jen, as you embark on this new chapter of your lives together, I have no doubt that your journey will be filled with joy, laughter, and moments of profound growth. I truly believe the Lord predestined you for this day. It's not an accident or coincidence. Before the foundations of the earth were laid, He knew you. He brought you both into this world and have preserved you both for this moment. Your love story is a testament to the power of God's grace and the beauty of finding a mate who challenges you to be the best version of yourself. Given you incredible wisdom and discernment, Jack. Trust Him. He is absolutely crazy about you. His perfect love for you is the only true love you can bestow upon Jen. She is your gift. Hold her close, kiss her often, and when you dance, spin her with delight and joy. Jen, as you walk with Jack, respect him, encourage him. Tell him what you've told him 1,000 times before. I love you, I'm so proud of you, and you're a stud. Do not be afraid to challenge him when you see something is off. He values your opinion more than anyone else's on earth. You are fierce in your love, your faith is strong, and your heart is pure. You walk with dignity, and your joy is the strength of the relationship. May your marriage be a beacon of hope and inspiration to all who witness it, and may your bond continue to strengthen with every moment. So please join me in raising a toast to Jack and Jen. May their union be blessed abundantly, and may your love continue to grow deeper and richer to each new season of life. To Jack and Jen.